Attention, all stations. Good evening, everyone, and welcome. Bonsoir, tout le monde, et bienvenue. This is Victor Alpha 3 Charlie Juliet Zulu, opening the Amateur Radio Exchange Group, AREG, for Wednesday, April 26th, 2023. Today marks 1,545 weeks that AREG has been on the air consecutively. My name is Chuck, and my station is located in East Hamilton. And this net is on every Wednesday night, starting at 8 p.m. and ending around 10 p.m. local time here on 146.430. We also stream the net on YouTube, so people who tune in can hear how they sound into my station and see their signal strength as well as see my station. Just type my call into the YouTube search box. Again, it's VA3CJZ. And look for us live or tonight under the title AREG Week 1545. And finally, we ask that you please try and leave a 1 to 2 second delay between transmissions to allow others to break in. May I now have check-ins for this evening's AREG?
Victor Alpha 3, Alpha X-ray Juliet.
All right, I hear VA3 AXJ, Rick, number 1. Come on in, Rick.
And good evening to you, Charles, Chucky, whatever. Yeah, I had a long, hard, busy day. Got funeral this morning, and the long cut. Got the truck into the garage. I'll get that tomorrow. Other than that, I'm just exhausted. It's been a long day.
Oh, yeah. Geez, you're always messing with that truck. What kind of truck is that? What year?
2010 Nissan Murano. Yeah, the compressor went for a poop, so I got to get it done. I can't handle the heat, not in the truck, and I can't even handle the heat in the house here. But got to have it fixed, Chuck. Can't go without it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, you got to take care of the essentials. Plus, if you let one thing go, next thing you know, something else goes, and then something else, and it just snowballs.
Well, like I said before, it wasn't in such good shape, like body-wise and interior and all that other stuff. It's a great little truck. This motor is perfect. And I hate like hell to get rid of it. But you're right, start putting too much into it, then it's time to say goodbye. But I'm just a stubborn old man, and I don't want to do that.
Yeah, I know. We've done that too, held on to a vehicle probably longer than we should have, but geez. And then you have things happen like, for instance, we, when our daughter was very young, we went to Ottawa for Christmas, and just as I reached the city, the engine cracked, and all the fluid was coming out there. So we just made it to the place, and of course we had to scrap the car. So yeah, things like that happen.
Yeah, and I had the Crown Victor, my old cruiser. I turned it over 400,000 kilometers, and I took it in for just a simple oil change to my mechanic, and he says, he showed me, he says, I don't know what's holding this engine into this car, because there's no frame left. It's cracked. It's all busted up and everything else. What's holding the engine from falling onto the ground? I says, you got to be kidding me. We drove it into the scrapyard.
Yeah. Sometimes, weird stuff like that happens, eh? And thank your lucky stars that that was the case, because maybe one more bump and or a pothole, and that would have been it, right?
Oh, for sure. Like, I couldn't believe it when he showed me, eh? And like, I was on that car a lot of times. I never noticed it until I was up in the hoist, and then he started pointing them out to me, eh? Oh, the crossband was wadded. Uh, uh, the bowel housing was just about gone. Hardly nothing left of it. It was just one heck of a mess. So I took it in, got $350 scrap for it, which I took. I gave it to my kid because it was his car eventually. He was the original owner of it, so they gave it to me because he lost his license being stupid. So I let him take it into the scrapyard, give him some money.
Yeah, yeah, I know. All right, Rick. Well, do you plan on sticking around a little bit tonight before we do another call out there?
I'm gonna try to stick around as long as I can. I'm pretty beat, but yeah, we'll be here for a little bit anyhow. At least maybe another. What's it now? 8? Maybe probably 9 o'clock. I'll be hitting this. Well, I'm already in bed. I'm on the portable.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
probably around 9. I'll be shutting her down.
Wow. On the portable, what are you on the external antenna?
Radio sounds good.
Oh, yeah. I couldn't even tell the difference. Great job there, Rick. Yeah, you're full strength. Audio is nice and loud. Very good. Good job, Rick. All right, my friend. Well, hang in there and we'll get back to you, I'm sure. So for now, let's see if anyone else is out there listening would like to join us here on the Amateur Radio Exchange Group. AREG. This is VA3CJZ. My name is Chuck, and I'm here in the East End of Hamilton looking for check ins. Please come now.
VA3OYL.
VA3OYL. Debbie, come on in. How are you?
Good evening. All is well here. I'm just doing a couple of projects here in the shack. I'm going through my Yaesu 857.
Oh, you got it working?
It's been sitting in a closet for such a long time, I forget what's wrong with it. So I'm going through it and writing everything down, and then I might think about sending it off somewhere to get repaired. And I went to hook up my antenna, and the end came off the coax, so I had to solder that on. So just a few little odds and ends going on here.
Oh, very good. Yeah, I remember you saying there was something wrong with it, and I don't remember either, Debbie. And I was wondering if you had sent it somewhere. I thought Yezu headquarters North America was California, but I could be wrong. That could be for ICOM, but yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it was there. Anyways, so yeah, don't remember what's wrong with it. Well, it's sounding good, but yeah, obviously there was something that you noticed before. So very good then. Well, it's working very good all the way out here in the East End. We just had, excuse me, we had some help. Albert, VE3 APT, was kind enough to give us some of his time and expertise in climbing, and he put my G5 RV 80 meter back up to where it was. I don't know if you how long it's been since you've been here, but uh, or I mean since you've been on the net last. Yeah, it came crashing down a couple of weeks ago, and the cheap paracord I used snapped, and so we got some good Dacron rope and a nice swivel pulley. And Albert went up there and did a marvelous job. So, um, and he had to bring the pole down that uh, the diamond antenna was on, and so it didn't go up exactly where it was before. So it got twisted a little bit up in the air, and I'm hoping if Art is in tonight, I may be able to hear him, because sometimes you just have to move an antenna a couple of inches and things change, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm not on the 857 right now. I have low receive to no receive and no meter movement on
Oh,
sideband, or I can't remember what other mode, but yeah, I think there's a place there's a place in Ontario I could send it, but I think they have a log backlog. There's a place out west somewhere that is an authorized repair facility or dealer anyway. It's not under warranty, so I don't really care where it
yeah.
goes. I'd rather keep it in Canada, just
Oh, yeah.
my preference, I guess. And yes, I'm also working on an antenna, putting a new 80 meter doublet together to replace the one that's out there. It has problems. So instead of figuring out what's going on, I'm just going to replace it.
Yeah, that's all. Start from scratch and build yourself another one. Okay, I thought for sure earlier you said you were on the 857, no, but or maybe you just said you took it out of the closet there. But yeah, I need mine to be serviced. Maybe even the finals replaced. And so uh, once, if you do find a place, let me know. Shoot me a message or text or whatever, and let me know where you sent it, and maybe I'll do the same. So, all right, Deb, you gonna stick around for a little bit?
Yeah, I'll be listening along. Yeah, I might message you about something else as well. Get your opinion or your knowledge on something. Alrighty. I'll let you carry, see if there's anybody else on, and I'll listen along, and hopefully I'll be here next round.
Okay, very good. Yeah, I know. Um, Arpad had his net on there at 7 o'clock, and he ended up shutting the net down at I think 7:12, or it was a short net anyway. So hopefully we have some more people out there waiting in the wings, and so let's give a shout out, and we'll clear with Debbie VA3OYL, and see who else is out there would like to check in with us here on the Amateur Radio Exchange Group. This is VA3CJZ. Anyone, anywhere.
Victor Echo 3, Romeo Whiskey Juliet.
All right, slow night. We'll take them one at a time. And so we have VE3RWJ. Chris, come on in.
Good evening, Chuck. For you and for Deb, I have to mention Ron at Innovative Circuits, innovativecircuits.com, up near, I guess he's near Barrie. He's near Oro Monante, which sounds sounds like quite the place. It's small, though. Anyway, I have to mention him. He's done some great work for me in the past, but he's probably very, very busy. I hope he never retires, because he knows his stuff. The only thing he doesn't do is he doesn't work on tube gear. So just the tricky solid state stuff. That's it, really, from here. I'm going to listen for a while, but just put me down for this round, I think. VA3CJZ, V3RWJ.
Okay, there, Chris. That sounds good. Yeah, you can also send me that information if you don't mind, or post it on the AREG Facebook website there. And either way, I'll get to it. And yeah, the only thing is, I'd be without um, an HF radio if I send it off. So I gotta kind of get another radio before sending this one in. So yeah, but thanks anyways, Chris, and you're sounding good today. Great audio, good signal, And as you well know, we are streaming on YouTube. You can listen to yourself there. And for those of you listening, just put in VA3CJZ in the YouTube search box, and you can find us streaming live right now. And Chris, thank you very much for checking in. Much appreciated, sir. And we'll talk to you again soon. Okay, so it's officially sunset according to my Amazon assistant. She's spouting off the temperature and the sunset time. So it's 8:15 p.m. and 9.6 degrees Celsius outside the CJZ studio. And so too bad it's not nice enough to be out there without wearing a winter jacket. I just went out to Walmart and back, and I wore a zip-up kangaroo jacket there, and by golly, the wind just went right through it on my way home. The wind was blowing straight in my direction. Man, it was cold. So, yeah, if it's below 10 degrees, you put a winter jacket on. If it's a little breezy, anyways. No sun today, so it makes it feel even cooler. All right, so let's see who else is out there who would like to join us here on the Amateur Radio Exchange Group. This is VA3CJZ. Anyone, anywhere.
KCI was in there a couple times, Chuck.
Okay, thank you, Chris. If you got a minute, maybe you could relay for me. I don't know if Mac is there or if you want to relay. And there was another station out there. Was that Charlie Echo Uniform?
Charlie Echo Uniform.
Okay, okay. Oh, I think the conditions are down a little bit today, too. I noticed before the net started, I had a noise level of S3. And that's pretty high for 2 meters. So, yeah, more solar activity is causing issues, but in the evening time, it seems to clear up for a tad, and that's usually the best time for HF. I don't know about UHF, VHF, but I do know the mornings and late in the evenings is preferable at the moment. Okay, so let's see. I wrote down Art in there. Let me give him a call there. VE3 Kilo Charlie India. Are you there, Art?
He is there.
All right. Well, Chris, if you don't mind, quickly say hello to Art for me, and tell him thank you for checking into the net. But unfortunately, conditions are not good enough tonight for me to hear him. We have some kind of blockage in between us.
Yep. I'm pretty sure he can hear you, Chuck, but I guess it's not going both ways. Over to you, Art. Anything for the net? Okay. Yeah, you're way over S9 here, Art. So that's funny that we can all hear each other, but anyway, not directly. Anyway, Chuck, Art's just saying, he's listening along, and nothing really new for the net. Over to you, Chuck.
Okay, very good, Chris. Thank you very much. And Art, I was listening on another radio with a directional antenna pointed your way, and you're coming in with the noise floor. But thank you for checking in, Art. I do appreciate it. I hope I hope all is well with you. I know you're waiting on batteries and a new radio. So good luck with that, Art.
Art, Chuck says he hopes everything is good with you, and I guess you're getting a new radio or new batteries or something, and he hopes hope that works out well. Okay, Chuck Art says he has you at 1.5 to 2 S units, and he's hoping the ICOM 7100 that he's going to get by July or August will maybe help with that. Over to you, Chuck.
Okay, yeah. We know he's supposed to be getting it sometime July and August, preferably sooner. I hope he gets it sooner there, Art. And your batteries for your chair. Hope you get that all straightened out as well. So again, thank you for checking in, Art. Maybe we'll get Mac to jump in there and say hello a little bit later. And I think Chris has to take off. But thank you again, Chris, for the relay, VE3RWJ. And we'll clear with VE3 Kilo Charlie India and move on to Thomas, VE3 Charlie Echo Uniform. Come on in, Tom. Okay, I don't hear Tomas, sir. VE3 Charlie Echo Uniform, VA3 CJZ. Okay, maybe Tom will come back a little later. I know it was a little noisy pulling in Thomas there from his location, and so we'll see if he comes back later. And Burlington, that's right. Tom's in Burlington. Like I mentioned earlier there, we had the antenna come down off the mast pole and then go back up again because we were putting a wire antenna up there. So things have probably changed a little bit. Hopefully not for the worst. Okay, so let's try it again. Anyone else out there? Oh, first I'd like to say thank you to Wade, who checked in on YouTube, on the YouTube stream. Wade was out in San Francisco. Rice Aroni, the San Franciscan treat. So I hope that trip's going well for Wade, and I'm not sure when he's coming back, but we wish him safe travels. Okay, so let's see. Anyone else out there wishing to join us here on the Amateur Radio Exchange Group? AREG. This is week 1545. That's 1,545 weeks that AREG has been on once a week. That's over 29 and a half years. So let's see if anybody else is out there would like to join us and say hello. This is VA3 CJZ. Any new check-ins, please come now.
Victor Alpha 3, India, Mike Whiskey.
All right, one at a time. There's another one. VA3, India, Mike Whiskey. Come on in, Mac.
Well, good evening, Chuck, and all on frequency. Happy to hear everybody, and I pretty much heard everybody. Just got to the radio now. Was up in the kitchen putting on potatoes so that they'll be ready when I flip a couple of steaks on the barbecue. Couple of strip loins, that and some vegetables. Nothing fancy, just just a simple little steak dinner and some potatoes and the simple things in life. Anyways, Chris did a really good job at relaying for Art, waving a hand to him as well. He sounded good. And we're all hoping that his new radio comes in speedily. Yeah, I too am waiting patiently for my new field radio to show up. I was conversing via email with Radio World, and they're saying late April to mid-May, and whatever that means that they don't have a confirmed date from the supplier. So when it gets here, it'll get here. Other than that, yes, Wade's participating with us. That's great. We actually had a check-in from VA3NCA. He used his Peanut app or whatever plug-and-play device he uses with his computer, and he made contact with us in the D-Star net last night. So, yeah, it sounds like he's doing well with his endeavors in San Francisco, and it's a conference, obviously. So, with the time change, he's still on the clock down there. So,
Oh,
I
okay.
hope he's paying attention to the work stuff as well as the radio stuff. Anyways, what else is going on? I've already talked about dinner, and that's nice and simple. But what else can I say? We were supporting both Pierre and Kevin out to activate Albion Falls again. POTA activations have become kind of a daily amusement and entertainment for us all, and it's good to hear that going on. It was nice that Pierre actually worked us on 80 meters. That kind of helps out with some of the additional awards that you can get for some of these parks.
Right.
Working a park on 10 bands and all the rest of that stuff. You know what? When my radio beeps at me, it means I've gone over 2 minutes, and you've probably heard enough of me. Take it away, Chuck.
What? It's only been 2? I thought it was longer. Just kidding, Mac. Yeah, I'm just pulling your leg. And yeah, I've been busy during the day, not really paying attention to the radio until I heard Pierre on 80 meters, and we got a contact with him as well. I got in there right at the last minute. And so, on top of that, I got my 300 Unique Parks award. And so it took forever. But in the last week, we've been plugging away and gotten. The thing is, you got to get unique parks, right? So if you keep working parks that you have, it doesn't count. So we finally broke the 300 mark there, Mac. Mac, you still there?
My potatoes down before they boiled over. But yes, unique parks. So yeah, and as you get more unique parks, there's less unique parks to get. So it's kind of the law of diminishing returns. So if you think things move slowly between 200 and 300, wait till you get to the point where you get a reward every 500 parks.
Woo!
So yeah, it's interesting. And yeah, what I found really makes the most difference is if you focus on different bands. Like originally I was focusing on 40 meters pretty much all the time.
Yeah.
But I found more recently that I've been spending more time on 20, 17, and 15 meters that you can chalk up easily 100 new parks a week, and that keeps the numbers moving pretty quick.
Yes. And oddly enough, I believe it was just one day or over the last weekend, I think maybe 80 meters was active. And so here I am. Now I got it back up in the air, my antenna for 80 meters, and so we're quite happy about that. And we'll be trying that out more often and see if work all the different bands that we can. So I'm using the all option a little bit more frequently there. I think that's what you were alluding to there on the POTA page, and see who's on what bands and see if you can hear them. So normally, if you can hear them, they should be able to hear you.
Yeah, QSL. I typically will work a page and then move to the next band and move to the next band and so on. But I like to pop over and look at what's going on 17 and 15 because those are the surprise bands, and it's amazing how the South Central states can pop up on 17 and 15 meters, and you can dial in and there's that familiar voice and no noise in the background. It's so refreshing. I love working those two bands. It is, yeah, you either make a contact or you don't. There's nothing in between. So I got to say, for making station-to-station contacts, probably my favorite is the combination of 17 and 15 meters. And of course, 10 and 12 is fun as well, but you never know what you're going to get. And propagation really is a key factor with those ones. So not so much going on down there, especially with the solar conditions that we've had in the last 4 or 5 days.
Yeah, stand by there, Mac. Contact, go ahead. Okay, that was rough. I think that was Kevin, VE3KKP. Mac, did you get a good copy on him?
Yes. Yeah, I can throw a stone at him just as well as key up the mic.
Oh.
So yes, he's on his HT. He may be back a little later on, but he also wanted us to listen carefully for another ham who may check in from Dundas, and that's VE3IUK. Bill from Dundas. Roger.
Yeah, roger that on the IUK, Bill. Okay, yeah, we will. We'll listen for that. Thank you very much, Kevin. And maybe we'll talk to you later if you have time. If not, thanks again for checking in. And speaking of checking in, we've also got another gentleman on YouTube checking in with us. We got Anthony, Victor Alpha 3, Oscar Kilo Delta from Oakville. Unable to make it in, but he's in on the YouTube. So thank you, Anthony. Unfortunately, we can't pick you up, or you can't pick us up. And so just a little too far for a handheld. Maybe if you were a little higher up, see if you can get the keys to the roof. So yeah, this is straight simplex there, Anthony, and welcome to the net. We're here every Wednesday night between 8 and 10 p.m., and we stream it on YouTube as well as operate the radio. So thanks again. All right, so let's go back to Mac there. I forget what my reply was going to be to what you were saying there, Mac. Yeah, the unique parks get more difficult. So now I got to wait till 400 to get that. And we'll try and work all the different bands as we can. But anyways, anything else, Mac?
Yeah, I was also saying that it's such a surprise to work guys on 17 and 15 meters because the band is so quiet. And when that voice comes out of the depths of the radio, it's so refreshing to have a clear phone conversation with somebody where there's no noise in the background.
Oh, right. Yeah, now I remember what I was going to say. Last night there was a gentleman from Cuba, and I mean, everyone was trying to get him. I'm pretty sure it was Cuba. It's the call sign started with a C something RCC. Anyways, he got so fed up with people not hearing him when he was trying to get back to them that he went to split mode operation. And so that way, since I'm familiar with that mode of operation, I've recently used it. And so it's pretty easy to transmit 5 up and listen 5 down. So I eventually got him, but I had to wait all night because, I mean, pileups, oh my gosh, everybody wanted to get this guy.
Yeah, roger that. And that's New Jersey James. He's down in Cuba on a visit. He's actually doing a work thing, so he's filling his spare time doing POTA. But Charlie Oscar 0 Romeo Charlie. and I got him last night just before he moved to Split, and he called back for me twice, and it was the second time I came back. I said, "Sorry, James, these guys are still talking over top of you, so thanks for picking me up." And it's at that point he said, "That's it, I'm moving to Split." So James is quite a unique character. I've had some fun QSOs on the radio with him in the past. Unique character. Let's put it. Yeah, I guess I'm a unique character too. Anyways, I did hear Art in there. Art, did you want to say good night? Are you packing it up, or what's going on? Yeah, QSL. Yeah, and if they do put bars on the windows there, Art, just hope that they resonate on a frequency that you can use on your radio. We can hook up either an antenna or a ground plane to them. Anyways, we'll look forward to hearing from you next week, Art 7-3. So, Chuck, Art's going to go QRT and sign off for the night. It's time for his beauty sleep, and I hope he gets lots of it. Anything for Art before he goes, Chuck?
Just a big thank you, Art, for checking in once again, my friend. Take care, and hopefully next week conditions will be better. Sometimes we hear you on some of the repeaters, so we'll have to jump in there and say hi next time we hear you. That's it for me, Mac.
Okay, roger that. So Chuck is wishing you a very good evening, and he's hoping that he runs into you on some of the repeaters throughout the week. Always good to hear you on the radio, and hoping for better band conditions perhaps next week where propagation is going to work between your stations. 7-3's Art. Okay, 7-3's Art, Victor Alpha 3, India Mike Whiskey. And with that, Chuck, that's the the end of the relay. You were going to say something about loving 15 and 17 meters because it's so quiet. I think I lost my train of thought.
V3 BMO.
Okay, stand by one there, Mac. Pierre, go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to give you a beat for the pot there before I fall asleep. I figured I'd jump right in there when there was a cap. I didn't want to walk on the other fella because I couldn't hear him. But thanks again, fellas, for the 80 meters and the 17 meters today and everything else. I just jumping in and out here, Chuck. So on next round, I probably won't be here. Got to work tomorrow. But I'll say 7-3.
Yeah, absolutely there, Pierre. No problem. Unfortunately, I only heard about you being activating there once I sat back down at the radio. I was busy throughout the day there, so at least we got you on 80. And so, by the way, Pierre, I broke the 300 unique parks there finally. I think I got 301 or 302 now, so I think you were a help for that. Thanks again. Have a good night there, Pierre. I know you're a busy guy, so you're going to be lights out soon. Have a good night.
Thanks, Chuck, and everybody on that. And you did sound pretty good on 80 meters, by the way. I'll let you know. 7-3.
All right, very good. That's the second time I used 80 meters in the last 2 days there today and Monday on Rick's net there. We checked in quickly, so I'm glad it's working. The newly installed antenna. All right, so we'll clear with VE3 BMO and go back to VA3 IMW. And yeah, what I was saying about the 17 and 15 meters is um, sometimes, instead of just focusing on one band there, I'll just click on the all and see who's where, or just a quick glance, when you highlight the all button there, and you can see if there's anybody on any activity on the other bands. So I think that was about it there, Mac.
Yeah, QSL. So yeah, I don't want to monopolize all of the net, and it seems more of our discussions kind of center around POTA, and not everybody is playing that game yet. So I won't tie it up there. Maybe there's a few other stations still waiting in the wings. Obviously, I bored Pierre to tears, so we wanted to go to sleep. So go ahead and see if you can fill the log there, Chuck.
Yeah, you were almost singing Pierre a lullaby there. So, so I'm sure that's not the first time. He's a tired guy. He works a lot. Okay, thanks. So we'll clear with Mac VA3 IMW and see who else is out there would like to check in with us here on the Amateur Radio Exchange Group. This is Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Juliet Zulu. Anyone, anywhere, please come now.
Victor Echo 3, Charlie Echo Uniform.
Woo! There he is, loud and proud. You're a lot louder now, Tom. We tried calling you back, but no reply there. You were a little rough the first time. Come on in.
Yeah, good evening, Chuck and everybody else on the net. Yeah, I was on the HT and I was getting a lot of noise there. I couldn't hardly hear anybody. So I switched to the Yaesu FT817, my excellent portability here with this regular 5 watts. I'm getting you and Mac, both of you, full scale tonight.
Ah, very good, very good. Yeah, you're like 10 over S9 over here, and audio's nice and loud. And so I was a little worried there, Tom, because I had to reinstall my G5RV, which was mounted previously just below my Diamond 200 antenna. And so we had to lower the mast pole in order to reattach the G5RV and then raise the mast pole. And I thought maybe moving that Diamond, sometimes when you move an antenna just a couple of inches, it changes the pattern. But thankfully, we're able to hear you there, because it got me worried the first time you were coming in. I was hoping you were either in a mobile or you were portable. And so that was the case. So you're doing a fine job.
Yeah, I like to set up the way it is. It's great when you have a condominium, and but this antenna I'm using right now for the it's a 2-meter antenna. It's a 5/8 wave, and it's a huge whip. And I used it before when I had a mobile. And I still got an amplifier. I still want to hook up. It's a 2-meter amplifier, but I need a big power supply for that. But that's something in the works I'm gonna eventually do because it's part of the setup here.
Yeah, absolutely. I know I've got an Astron 50 amp switching power supply, and I'm quite happy with it. But I would like to have a secondary power supply, not have everything I have running on the one power supply. So that's also in my to-do list or to-get list. All right, Tom. Well, everything going okay at work, I hope, and everything else. We're just all impatiently waiting for the warmer weather. Looks like we're going to have to wait about another week to 10 days before things warm up without rain and all that crap. So April showers there. I'd like to be done with that soon. Anything else there, Tom?
Not too much else. No, everything is doing okay at work. They're starting to try to move the electric buses and starting to get the drivers trained on the electric buses here, because we got little mini electric buses they're going to be using in September. And yeah, other than that, yeah, still working the day shift thing. And yeah, that's about it from this end there, Chuck.
Okay, yeah. So copy that on the steady day shift and training on the EV buses. Very good, very good. All right. Well, I hope that goes well for you, and they roll those out, brand new vehicles for you, and see how you like it. I'm sure it's going to take some getting used to. It's a completely different beast, kind of like. Geez, when I had a truck and I was using natural gas or propane, I forget now. Anyways, it was a little different. But anyways, thanks for checking in, Tom. Now I'm not sweating as much, knowing that my antenna is picking you up. I think actually a little bit better than it used to. You're at about peaking at S15 over S9, 10 to 15. So really happy with that. And I can't wait for you to flip the switch with your amplifier there. So thanks for checking in, Tom. We'll talk to you again soon, I hope.
73 there, Chuck. Have a good night. I'll be listening along for a few more minutes.
All right, very good. So including the 2 check-ins that we have on the YouTube live stream. Oh, we've got another one. We've got Sean, VE3FNI, checking in as well. So thank you, Sean, and good evening. Thanks for checking in. Much appreciated for checking in from a Boeing 777 en route to Vancouver. All right, Sean. I don't know if you're in the pilot seat or the co-pilot seat, but safe travels to you there, Sean. And thanks for checking in. Victor Echo 3, Fox November, India, VA3 CJZ on the YouTube live stream. Anyone interested in listening in, just put in VA3CJZ in the YouTube search, and you can listen to us live. Just move the slider button anywhere you like, and you can listen to any conversation that we've had. Okay, so we'll clear with Tom, VE3 Charlie Echo uniform, and see who else is out there wishing to check in with us here on the AREG Net, the Amateur Radio Exchange Group. Anyone, anywhere who'd like to check in, please come now.
Victor Echo 3, Zulu Victor.
Okay, I heard 2 stations in there. I heard Victor Echo 3, Zulu Victor, and I heard another station doubled with Zulu Victor. Do you want to bring that back again? Is that Bill? Okay, so Victor Echo 3, India United Kilo. Bill, thank you very much for checking in, Bill. Got a rough copy on you, but you're making it into the Center Mall here in East Hamilton. Oh, you're out in Ancaster, I believe. Roger? Oh. Okay, copy that in Dundas. Yeah. Okay, well, I've got an S3. All right, very good. S5. Okay. Well, it is noisy tonight, Bill. I'm sure if the conditions were a little bit better, we could probably communicate without all that noise coming in with your transmission there. But thank you for checking in, Bill. And as you might have heard, we are streaming the net on YouTube, and so you can listen there to any stations that you cannot hear. Again, just put in Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Juliet Zulu into the YouTube search box and look for us live there, or the title tonight is AREG Week 1545. So do you have anything else for us there, Bill? All right, very good, Bill. Always a pleasure. So let's go out to Waterford, I believe now, or yeah, and say hello to Steve. Victor Echo 3 Zulu Victor. Come on in, Steve.
Yeah, good evening, Chuck, and you're the only one I'm hearing at the moment. But I just wanted to give you a check-in. There's a sprint on tonight, a contest on 432 tonight. So I'm kind of busy doing that. But I wanted to give you a check-in, and sounding pretty good over this way tonight. Same old weather here for the last 3 days, sunny in the morning and then rain in the afternoon. So I'll be happy when this moves along, but it's like almost like Groundhog Day every day. Anyways, good evening to you. Victor Echo 3 Zulu Victor, just outside of Waterford.
QSL there, Steve. Yeah, so there's a contest on 432. On 432000.
Well, it's on the 70 centimeter band as long as it's simplex. So I guess 446.000. You can make some contacts on that if you hear anybody, or weak signal single sideband or CW on 432.100 up and FT8 on 174, 432 174. So those are the frequencies people are kind of being around. So it's just a sprint from 7 to 11 p.m.
7 to 11 p.m. Okay, on 70 centimeters simplex. All right, we'll have to check that out. I didn't know that was going on. What is it today? Oh, the 432 megahertz spring sprint. All right, Steve. Yeah, I guess we'll do the announcements for contests, and tonight is one of them. So thanks again for checking in, Steve, and good luck. We'll talk to you again soon. VE3 Zulu Victor, VA3 CJZ.
Very good, Chuck. Have a great night, and thanks for letting me drop in there. Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Japan Zulu, Victor Echo 3 Zulu Victor. All that, Chuck.
All right, 7-3, Steve. And so let's move on to the contests, which tonight is called tonight's contest from 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. We have the 432 megahertz spring sprint, and that's for North America. And the mode is not specified. So I'm guessing you could use sideband, you could use FM, CW, whatever. So it says not specified for the mode. So very good then. All right. So next big contest that's coming up would be the 1010 International Spring Contest. And that's for digital. That's 2 days of digital only for 10 meters. So good luck for those of you who have digital capabilities. And so, and another digital for CW, we have the UK/EI-DX contest. And that's for 10 meters, 15, 20, 40, and 80 for CW. Again, that's the UK/EI-DX contest. Next, we got another one from Switzerland. This is called a Helvetia. I'm probably not saying it right. Helvetia contest, and that's from 1300 Zulu, April 29th, to 1259 Zulu, April 30th, and that's for digital, single sideband, and CW, and that's from 10 meters all the way up to 160. Okay, next we have the Florida QSO party, 1600 Zulu, April 29 to 0159 Zulu, April 30th. And then again, a 1200 Zulu on April 30th to 2159 Zulu. So it's in 2 stages. What's the other nice big one we can talk about? That's pretty much it. All the other ones are pretty small. So if you want some more information on all the contests that I've just mentioned and others, please go to contestcalendar.com. That's one word, contestcalendar.com. Okay, so let's see if we have anyone else out there that would like to check in with us here on the Amateur Radio Exchange Group. This is VA3CJZ, and my name is Chuck, and I'm here in East Hamilton, and we're streaming the net live on YouTube as well. Anyone, anywhere wishing to check in, please come now. Okay, nothing heard. Well, it is 8:55 p.m. and the temperature hasn't really moved much. It's now only 9.1 degrees Celsius, and outside the CJZ studio, of course. Might be different where you are. Let's go to the top of the list. Some people want to say goodnight around 9 p.m., and so let's start at the top and say hi to Rick, VA3AXJ.
Yeah, still hanging in there, Chuck. This is probably going to be it for me, though. I'm going to go QRT after this one. Pretty tired. Anyhow, thanks for doing the net, and we'll get back to you next week, I guess, or not before. 7-3s, have a good night. Bye for now.
Okay, Rick. Yeah, as you know, I usually monitor 146430 throughout the day, and sometimes I use my crossband, but I don't use 146430 anymore because I get interference from the OBP repeater. I noticed when I was using the crossband on RPAD's net, right around 7:30 p.m., the OBP repeater would kick in and activate my crossband. And if you don't know, OBP operates on 147.345, almost a full megahertz away from 146430. And so I had to change my frequency for my crossband. In case you people are wondering, I moved it up to 146440. So if you hear some fuzzy noises, that's why. Okay, Rick, anything else for us there?
No, not for now, but I'm usually on the 443075 usually during the day. So then I flip over to the Wednesday night net on this one here. But yeah, usually the other one. But every so often I'll flip back to this one. But yeah. So anyhow, I'm gonna be shutting her down there, Chuck. I was going to say 3 sheets to the wind, but I don't drink. Damn tired. Hey, Jack, thanks for doing it, and we'll be talking to you. Bye for now. VA3XJ, we're QRT.
Okay, Rick, have a good one. So I just noticed on the YouTube live stream that VE3FNI was asked me to ask Thomas, sorry, how long does it take to charge a bus? Tom, are you still there? Well, looks like we missed out on Tom. Sorry about that there, Sean. We'll have to try again next time. Okay, so where are we now? We're going to go to number 2, VA3OYL. Deb, come on in.
Yeah, I'm just going to YouTube University. I'm trying to figure out how to tie 2 pieces of paracord together so they won't come apart easily. And I found a video, so I'm happy about that.
Oh, geez, yeah. If I ever need to know how to make a knot there, well, you can go to YouTube University. But my wife, what I was getting at was my wife Renata was in Girl Guides and Path, all those, whatever you call them there, and they learn how to make knots there, just like the Boy Scouts, right? And the Cubs and whatever else they're called. And so Yeah, it's always good to know. It's pretty neat how what you can do with rope.
Oh, for sure. And make it secure, which is amazing. And I heard you talking about what was it? 17 meters. I love 17 meters
Oh yeah.
um, for sideband and for FT8. It's a nice band.
Oh yeah. Yeah. When the conditions are good, yeah, I love going there too. For a while there, maybe a month ago, both 15 and 17 were doing quite well, and things kind of, well, we've had a lot of solar activity, so it's been hit and miss. But they're saying, oh, I read somewhere that solar cycle 25 may reach its peak next year, a year earlier than previously thought, and it will linger on quite some time.
Oh, really? I hadn't heard that. That's interesting.
Yeah, so they're saying it might peak in 2024, and then and still in 2025, and it'll take a while for conditions to peter out again. So I'm so stoked. Yeah, I guess we can deal with a couple of solar storms and flares here and there if we're going to be having a longer than normal peak, right?
Yep, good for POTA.
Oh yeah, I'm sure the guys are happy about that. So yeah, I'm also excited about getting some POTA contacts that are DX, outside of North America. I've got what is it? The Azores. I've got the Azores, and I've got England, and of course Canada and the U.S. So really looking forward to getting some parks in DX.
I don't know if I have any parks outside of Canada and the US. I'll have to check that out. Um, yeah, yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Start getting parks elsewhere. Um, it's a nice little distraction, just a little offshoot, right, for ham radio, and instead of just contesting or whatever, right, just get into something a little different.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I'm not hardcore like some of the guys are here, and but once I get a couple here and there, and uh, I'm not up on the escarpment, or I don't have you know the best location for doing some DX. Or I'm in a quite noisy neighborhood as well, so no matter what I do, I've got noise on. If you guys have a little bit of noise, I have a little bit more noise. And so the quiet days are very welcomed over here. So we're looking forward to having some good conditions with some low noise levels.
Yeah, I'm pretty lucky over here. I don't have a lot of noise. I think I get noise from my what is it? My electricity smart meter. I couldn't think of what it was called. I think I get noise from that, but I haven't um, complained about it or anything yet. um, what was I gonna say? Oh, I just happened to turn the radio on like a couple weeks ago on 10 meters, and I heard a guy from Africa. I thought, I got to be hearing that wrong. And I listened for a little while, but I wasn't in a position to try and get back to him. So I kind of regretted that, but oh well.
Yeah, yeah, I've noticed some countries that don't normally see on the uh, uh, DX map cluster map. places like Israel, Lebanon, which is right next door, and Saudi Arabia, Qatar, places like that. And then there was a really good contest. I think it was a CQ worldwide contest there. I got places like Kuwait under my belt, so I was pretty impressed with that. But yeah, every now and then I notice when the sun is either going down or coming up in Africa. There's this one gentleman with a beam there, and he's on quite regularly, and so that's when the best conditions are. Either you know uh, once it's nighttime for him or them. Anyways, all right, Deb. Well, I guess we're going to leave room for others to check in here or go down the list. I guess. So, do you have anything else for us?
No, that's all for now. And I'll probably make this my last round. I have to take the dog for a walk and go have a snack and all that. So I probably won't be here for the official last round. So I'll say 7-3 and good luck with the rest of the net. And thanks for doing the net. And we'll catch you later. VA3 OYL.
Okay, Deb, thanks a bunch for checking in. Much appreciated. Always a pleasure speaking with you. So, good luck with your YouTube University. And yeah, just if you need to know something, YouTube videos are second to none. When you need someone to show you how something is done first before you attempt it, that's the place to go. All right. So, oh, by the way, before you go, Deb, I don't know if you have the webpage poda.app, but if you do, you go to the right hand side where your call sign is, and then go down to where it says My Stats, and then you should have your hunted parks there, and it'll show you Canada, US, and if you have any other countries, it'll show up there. Okay.
Yeah, okay, thanks.
Yeah, just go to My Stats. All right, so we'll clear with Victor Alpha 3, Oscar Yankee Lima. And let's see, before we continue on, is there anyone else out there listening that would like to check in with us here on the Amateur Radio Exchange Group? This is VA3CJZ. Anyone, anywhere? All right, well, let's see if Chris is still listening with us. VE3RWJ, you still there? Okay, nothing heard. So Art is gone, I believe. But let's check with Mac, VA3IMW. Could you give a shout out and see if Art is still with us?
The last words out of his mouth was good night. So no, he's gone. No, he's gone QRT. Yeah, he had a busy day of cleaning his apartment, so he was feeling the effects of it. So now Art's
how long
down
to
for
charge an electric city bus? Oh, okay, Mac. Very good. Very good. Then I do see someone keying up here. The key up is working. Would you like to check in? Please come now.
Victor Echo 3 Romeo Mike. Sorry, I wasn't too sure whether my split was set or not.
I believe that's Ron. VE3 Romeo Mike. Come on in. Yeah, you're sounding good, Ron.
Yep, I'm just down here at St. Peter's, relearning how to walk.
Oh dear, what happened?
Infections in the leg and things like this. Ended up being bedridden for a few months, and now I have to relearn to walk. My legs don't even straighten all the way.
Oh dear, I'm sorry to hear that. I have a friend that I went to high school with. I just read he posted on Facebook. He had a procedure done where they, when they do They stick a dye in your near your groin there, and it goes in through to your heart, and they can see if you've got any clogged arteries. Well, it turns out that the doctor punctured his artery, and he was bleeding internally down his leg, and so they caught it in time and they fixed him. But you should see his whole leg is all purple. Oh man, it's terrible. I'm sorry to hear about that, Ron. I was wondering where you've been. I actually probably other people as well, and so well, I'm glad you're back on the air and on the mend. Hopefully, you'll be sprinting around, chasing the nurses in no time.
Don't give me any good ideas. Anyway, my wife's usually here, so I guess I can't do that.
Well, a good wife would help you chase the nurse. Just kidding. Anyways, Ron, you're doing great, my friend. Full strength over here. I'm by the center mall, and so we're not too far away. And you're in a good location there.
Yep, and I'm just on my Bofang, on one of my Bofang radios. I finally got my son to grab a bag of these Bofang radios I had at home that I got just before coming in here, bequeathed to me by a friend who passed away. Anyway, so now I have about 8 of these Bofang radios, different size batteries, antennas, etc.
Okay, very good. Well, that one's working great for you. One thing I just want to mention, the net is straight simplex. It kind of sounds like you have a tone on, but I can still hear you just fine. I just know that there's a tone on in there. And if you ever figure out how to take it out for simplex there, we wouldn't be able to hear that tone. So, but other than that, Ron, I'm so glad you're um, uh, on the top side of the grass, still with us, and fighting to get your legs back. So good luck with that, Ron.
Thanks a lot. 7-3 for now, and yes, I do know I still have the tone on. I just programmed it in manually to where I already had a frequency.
Yeah, no worries, no worries. I just thought I'd mention it. You know, us hams, we gotta point things out. So, anyways, take care, Ron. And yeah, we monitor here throughout the day, same as the ZOE repeater. And so, anytime you're bored, you want to jump in there and say hi. I'll make sure and pass along to everyone that doesn't know about your situation there, and we'll let them know there. Over.
Yep, thanks very much. 7-3 for now. Victor Echo 3, Romeo Mike.
Okay, so we'll clear with Ron on the portable at St. Peter's. Those of you who can't hear Ron, just go to YouTube and put in my call sign VA3CJZ and look for us live there, and you could play it back. Ron was on here. It is now 9:13 p.m. If you go to 9:11 on move the slider back a couple of minutes, you'll be able to hear Ron and anyone else you couldn't hear. So with that, is there anyone else out there would like to check in with us here on the Amateur Radio Exchange Group? AREG, going on 30 years every week on Simplex here. Anyone, anywhere, please come now. Okay, so not including myself, that means we have 14 check-ins so far with a couple from YouTube. So we take those check-ins as well. So let's go back to Mac and pick up where we left off. Victor Alpha 3, Indy Mike Whiskey. Are the potatoes done?
Well, absolutely, Chuck. I wouldn't let the little wife down. As a matter of fact, between my first check-in and when I let you know that Art was definitely gone off to Betty Bye, I managed to get the corn done, and the steaks went on and flipped and flipped and flipped and off the barbecue. So yes, first place steak dinner completed in what was that? Maybe I'm going to say it was less than half an hour. So yeah, the easy part was making sure that I didn't overcook the steak. So it's that's one of the pet peeves, right? My wife loves, somewhat rare, not bleeding, not moving, but she likes to make sure that she can still know that the animal had blood. Anyways, so that's successfully completed. Strip loins on and off the barbecue, and I can hear from upstairs that she's sawing into her dinner, and that's the good news there. For me, I like to eat a little bit later, but that's okay. That's just what I've gotten used to over the years. But it's amazing what you can do when you set your mind to it. Time management, it's a key factor in my life, both at home and abroad. Other than that, yes, strip loin steaks, yes, that's one of my favorites. I used to be a sirloin guy, but once I got a flavor for strip loin, I'll pay a little bit more and have a little bit less, but it's always a better flavor, and I'm very picky when I choose the steaks that I bring home. I want to make sure that you got a good marbling in there so that the fat kind of bastes the meat as it cooks. Everybody's mouth should be watering right about now.
Yeah, you got me thinking about Snyder's farm corn there. Um, we usually like to go out for a drive on Sunday and go out to a few places in the area. Dunville is one of them where we like to go have lunch, sit by the Grand River, and enjoy the day there, and things like that. And so during our drive, when the farmers have their uh, product out on the side of the road there, we usually stop and see what we can get. Some places are crazy expensive, and so we just smile and turn around and go back to the car. I'm not talking about the little stands. I'm talking about the farms that are on the side of the road there selling their goods. Uh, this one farm, I can't remember the name there, but we were like, "What? Are you insane?" So yeah. But anyways, and also you made speaking of steaks, you had me thinking about. I haven't had a barbecued hamburger on my grill in quite some time, so I can't wait to get grilling again. So yeah, really looking forward to that. Okay, Mac. Anything else before we go down the list?
Well, yeah, as far as grilled burgers, I did a whole slew of grilled burgers and sausages on the weekend. We had our granddaughter up for a little family birthday party, so that was all good. And yeah, it's nice that you can throw them on the barbecue, and somehow it tastes that much better. Speaking of corn, I'm going to say that the best corn I've ever had was absolutely 100% free. And this goes back to the late 70s, early 80s. And York Farms used to rent the land on the north side of Rymel Road between Garth and West 5th. Yep. And a friend of mine moved into a house that bordered that plot of land. And the guys that would come in with the big machines, they said, "You guys can have whatever you want in this field in the first 8 rows. Because when we come in with our big machines, we're just going to run over top of it." And in that one fall season, I took out I'm going to say 5 pickup truck loads full of corn. We were giving it away to everybody, but this stuff was the sweetest, tenderest corn that you could ever consider. It was an official commercial York Farms field, so it was definitely the bona fide sweet corn. It was so sweet and tender that you didn't even have to cook it. We'd go out and pick for a couple hours and then sit down and take a break, and you'd snap off a cob off of and strip it right there in the field and eat it raw. And the sweetness and the juices in that corn. Oh man, I wish I could find out where the York Farms fields are these days, because that's the way to do it. Yeah, these days when you go out to a farm, air quotes farm that's selling corn on the roadside, it's become the niche thing to do, and they're obviously taking advantage of us. You can actually get a better deal on buying it at other places. Anyways, yep. Go ahead, and you know what I haven't heard yet is on this day, so I'm going to sit here nice and quiet and listen along.
All right, very good there, Mac. Nice story. And Sean on YouTube is saying hello, VE3FNI. And let's see now. We also have North End Richard saying CQ, North End Cabbage Patch. Hello, Richard. Haven't heard from you in quite some time. I hope everything is okay. And geez, you don't have a handheld anymore? I can usually hear you. But let's take a quick pause and see if North End Richard has got a handheld or any radio that he can check in with. So we'll pause here. Well, nothing heard. So anyways, Richard, thanks for checking in. We'll mark you in. Geez, it's been so long. I don't know if I remember your call sign. Just kidding. That's Victor Alpha 3 VJC. I do believe. Yeah, there it is. It pulls right up. VA3 VJC will add you to the logbook, sir. You are check-in number 15. I hope everything is going well. What do you say, Mac? You got anything to say to Richard?
Well, 100%. You know, Richard, I really miss your dry humor, because that's the kind of stuff that I really appreciate. So looking forward to hearing you back on the air so we can hear your enthusiastic kibitzing. So, yeah, whatever you got to do to put some RF in the air, please come on back.
VE3 LBI.
Okay, VE3 LBI. 1 second here. I just want to mention Richard says all his radios are dead, so he can't check in with us tonight. So, all right, Richard, thanks for checking in to the YouTube. And now your Facebook was hijacked. Yeah, well, you're not the only one. A lot of people that happens. So when you can, my friend, check in with us. You don't have to wait till Wednesday nights. A lot of us are on the ZOE repeater, and as you know, I do monitor 146.430 during the day. So with that, let's go to Larry, VE3LBI. Come on in, Larry.
Yep, I thought I'd jump in there. I know you're going to do something on this day shortly, so I just jumped in there when I heard a little pause.
Yeah, we haven't gotten around to any of the historical events and birthdays and whatnot. So we'll get to that shortly. And thanks for checking in, Larry. So tell us, what's the new milestone you've reached?
I don't know. I haven't got, let's put it this way, I haven't got my milestone that I wanted to reach, so I'm still working at it.
Oh, okay. Okay. I finally got 300 unique parks. So I got my award for that. I'm pretty stoked because it took me like forever. It seems like I kept getting parks that I've already had before. So finally got enough new parks now that I'm at 301 or 302 or something.
No, that's good. Don't forget though, even those parks that excuse me, you already have, they still add up for awards. So that's another bonus too. But no, congratulations. That's good.
Yeah, yeah, we're not heavy duty in it like some of you guys are, but we're enjoying it. And so, if I were to push myself too much, I wouldn't enjoy it. So, when I've had enough, and I move on to something else. But it is a lot of fun for me hunting. So, thanks again for checking in, Larry. Anything else?
No, no, that's it. Just like I say, well, I probably will slow down more in the summertime. It's more of a winter hobby, and more time I think in the winter time. But the summertime I'll probably slow down. So, anyways, I do enjoy it, and to me it's a lot of fun, and you get to know the people too. That's the other part I like. So, and of course we got Pierre out there. Every day he's an activator almost. So I'm just kidding. Anyways, all right, go ahead, Jack.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much, eh? It seems almost every day, eh? He actually checked into the net earlier there before Mac was putting him to sleep, so he jumped in there to check in real quick.
Oh, he probably has to work tomorrow, so that's why he's gone already. Gets up fairly early. All right, back to you. Thanks.
Okay, no problem. We're still missing George, GBD, and who else is a regular? Well, PDL is not regular, but we miss him anyways, and all the others that check in. So, all right, well, so we'll clear with VE3LBI, and let's see if there's anyone else out there wishing to check in to this week's Amateur Radio Exchange Group, AREG. We're at week 1,545 weeks that we have been on the air consecutively. That's 29 and a half years now. So, anyone, anywhere, you don't have to be a member of anything. If you'd like to check in, please come now.
BE3 DJZ.
BE3 DJZ. Huey, good evening, my friend. Come on in.
Good evening there, Chuck. It's always a pleasure talking to you. How's everything going?
It's going great now. I've got my G5 RV back up in the air. I don't know if you heard, but it fell. So we've got that back up in the air and able to enjoy 80 meters once again.
Yeah, I know. I flew the drone today by Kevin's house, and by your house, I saw your antennas.
Oh, yeah. I actually added an extra one. I've got a G5 RV Junior up there now, and it's a flat top. So it does pretty good, actually. It does what it's supposed to, all the way up to 40. So quite stoked about that. I just got to get a piece of coax hooked up to that one now, and we'll be good to go.
Right on. I took a bunch of antennas off my roof that I ain't using no more. And so I only got the GP 38 up there with the 1.2 gigahertz on it. Antenna. I'm going to be taking that down probably in the next day or so. And I'm going to replace it with the Diamond X700. I took that down because it wasn't up properly. So I'm going to put that up properly and get that up there and replace that other antenna.
Yeah, that's like me there. I had an antenna with two mast poles that were tied together. And during one of those windstorms that we had there, it kind of made the antenna a little cockeyed. So I'm going to have to take that one down and straighten it out and maybe get a couple of those top rail fence posts there.
I might be putting another repeater up in Toronto there. It's going to be 345 feet.
Oh, you're going to put one up in Toronto now. How's the one in town here?
It's doing great. I just got to do a few things when the guy gets back. we're going to put a 10-foot mast pole, and we're going to put it for the antenna is over the elevator shaft area, so it's facing Toronto, so you can actually see line of sight. Right now, the elevator shaft part is blocking Toronto. So it gets east, west, and north. East, west, and south, no problem. But it's blocking Toronto. So once I get over that barrier there, it's in line of sight of Toronto. It'll probably get more reception better.
Oh, right on, right on. Very good. I'll have to check in on your local repeater there a little bit more often. Things have been, pretty busy around here. We had our daughter move out, and then we have the cleanup, the aftermath, and then we have her birthday coming up on Friday. So I'm not always on the radio, but we'll try and check in with yours there every once in a while. Okay, Huey, thanks a bunch for checking in again, and you take care, and we'll talk to you again soon.
All right there, Chuck. You take care of BE3 GJZ.
All right, very good. So that's VE3 Delta Juliet Zulu. And let's see if there's anyone else out there wishing to check in with us here on the Amateur Radio Exchange Group. This is VA3 CJZ. My name is Chuck. I'm here by the Center Mall in Hamilton. Anyone, anywhere wishing to check in, please come now. Okay, well, it is 9:31 p.m. So why don't we go ahead and start on this day in history? And let's go ahead with birthdays. And so we always go back in time as far as necessary to see who the earliest notation in that we put in. And let's start off with Godzilla. The father of Godzilla was born on this day in 1910. His name is Tomoyuki Tanaka. He is a Japanese film producer who produced the very first Godzilla movie back in 1954. He was born in Osaka. He passed away in 1997 at the age of 87. All right. And let's go to the father of Ferrero Rocher. He was born on this day in 1925. His name is Michel Ferrero, an Italian entrepreneur. And he is responsible for creating Ferrero chocolates and Nutella. Ooh. Born in 1925. Yeah, he passed away in 2015. All right, well, let's go to another mother of in vitro fertilization. She was born on this day, 1927. Her name is Dame Anne McLaren. She's a British biologist and leading researcher on human in vitro fertilization. Born in London, England, passed away in 2007. And here's someone I didn't know was still with us, is Carol Burnett. She celebrates her 90th birthday today, born in 1933. Everyone remembers the Carol Burnett Show, I hope. Born in San Antonio, Texas. Happy birthday, Carol Burnett. Next, we have John Corabi, or Corabi. It's B-I. Born on this day, 1959, he is an American hard rock guitarist and singer with Motley Crue between 1992 and 1996. Born in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Staying with music, we have Roger Taylor, born on this day in 1960. He's an English rock drummer for the band Duran Duran. We all know the song Hungry Like the Wolf. He was born in Birmingham, England. Now, here's someone I did not know was 60 years old today. Jet Li. Uh, I love him. He was born on this day in 1963. He's Chinese from Singapore, Chinese Singaporean actor and martial artist. He's made many movies. He was in with the Die Hard movies with Mel Gibson there. But he did Romeo Must Die. He did Unleashed, and says he was born in Beijing, China. Happy birthday, Jet Li. Okay, sticking with TV and movies. Next, we have Kevin James, born on this day in 1965. He's the King of Queens, born in Long Island, New York. Next, we have America's favorite First Lady, Melania Trump, turns 53 years old today. Born in 1970 on this day, she's a Slovenian American model, wife of former President Donald Trump and First Lady of the United States, blah, blah, blah. She was born in Yugoslavia, Novo Mesto, Yugoslavia. It's funny. They said at the beginning here she's a Slovenian American model. Okay, I get it. Sticking with movies, we've got Channing Tatum, born on this day in 1980, also known as Magic Mike. And he was on 21 Jump Street as well. Born in Alabama. Happy birthday, Channing Tatum. Well, that's the last of our birthdays of famous people in history. Now we have who died on this day in history. Well, let's kick it off with the youngest recorded pirate ever. In 1717, a kid by the name of John King is the youngest known pirate, and he joined the crew of pirate Samuel Bellamy. And he was lost in a shipwreck at sea at age 10 or 11. Wow. Next, we have Samuel Bellamy. He was also lost at sea in the same wreck, I imagine, because yeah, he was the captain of the boat and he went down with it. So 1717, Samuel Bellamy, Black Sam, is an English pirate and lost in a storm at sea at age 28. So not very old, these pirates. John Wilkes Booth. I think he's the one who shot Lincoln. He passed away in 1865. Although I do think he was shot when he was found, but it doesn't say that here. He's an American stage actor and assassin of the U.S. President Abraham Lincoln, shot and killed at 26. There we go. It tells it right here. Shot and killed at the age of 26 by a Union soldier named Boston Corbett. So if you wanted to know who shot John Wilkes Booth, it was Boston Corbett. Next, we've got 1969 on this day. It's a Japanese name. I'll probably butcher it, but it's Morihei Ueshiba. He's a Japanese martial artist and founder of the Japanese martial art of Aikido. And he dies at the age of 85 in 1969. Now, Steven Seagal is an Aikido master, and he went to Japan in 1971 between 71 and 73. So he did not get to train with this master. "1970 on this day, Gypsy Rose Lee passed away. She was an American burlesque actress and gypsy. She died of lung cancer at the age of 59. If you don't know what burlesque is, it's kind of a strip tease, but they don't take off much clothes. It's a tease. And the burlesque, it goes back to the 1800s, the mid 1800s the late 1800s, I do believe. Next, we have Lucille Ball. She passed away sadly in 1989 at the age of 77. And we all know who Lucille Ball is. I won't say anything else. She died of a heart attack. And what most of you probably don't know is that Lucille Ball is responsible for Star Trek, the series. She's the Desilu Productions and Norway Productions produced the series from September 66 to 67. Paramount later took over. But if it wasn't for Lucille Ball, Star Trek would not be with us because they had to do 2 pilots. And she was intrigued after the first one, and all the movie big shots there weren't impressed, but she was. And so they did another pilot, and it took off, and she produced it along with her husband in Desilu Productions. That's a little bit of information. That's our last person in history of famous people who died on this day. Do we have any comments or questions or anything? All right, so we'll zip through the events in history. Let's see now. 1564, on this day, William Shakespeare is baptized in Stratford upon Avon, England. Back then, most people in England were white Anglo-Saxon Protestants, I believe. Anyways, let's jump up to 1755. We have the very first Russian university opens in Moscow. Here's a little bit of information that most of you don't know, and I didn't know. On this day in 1859, a man by the name of Dan Sickles is acquitted of murder on grounds of temporary insanity. Now, this is the first time this defense is used successfully in the United States. 1859. Temporarily insane. All right. Okay, the world's second oldest national park. If Larry LBI and others that do parks is listening, on this day in 1879, a park named National Park, later renamed Royal National Park, is established south of Sydney, Australia. World's second oldest national park. 1887, on this day, Huntsville Electric Company forms to sell electricity. 1912, on this day, first home run hit at Fenway Park. Okay, for you hockey fans out there, for you Canadian hockey fans, on this day in 1920, ice hockey makes its Olympic debut at the Antwerp Games. That's in 1920, with center Frank Fredrickson scoring 7 goals in Canada's 12-1 drubbing of Sweden in the gold medal match. Sticking with sports, on this day in 1931, Lou Gehrig hits a home run, but is called out for passing a runner. Oh, big mistake. This mistake costs him the American League home run crown. He and Babe Ruth tie for the season. 1954, anti-polio vaccine trials begin. Mass trials of Jonas Salk's anti-polio vaccine begin, and the first shot is delivered in Fairfax County, Virginia. More than 443,000 children would receive shots over the next 3 months. Polio is a big deal. We all know about container ships, all the Amazon products coming in from China. Well, the very first modern container ship on this day in 1956, the Ideal X is what the ship is called. Ideal X leaves Port Newark, New Jersey for Houston, Texas. And for all you Rod Stewart fans, on this day in 1982, Rod Stewart is mugged and the gunman steals his $50,000 Porsche on Hollywood Boulevard, Los Angeles. Welcome to LA, Rod. 1986, the world's worst nuclear disaster. On this day, the fourth reactor at Chernobyl nuclear power station in the USSR explodes. Now, I do believe that's in Ukraine, but back then they called it the USSR. So 31 people die immediately, and radioactive contamination reaches much of Western Europe. Let's jump up to 1991. Soccer star Diego Maradona. Oh, yeah, suspended for using cocaine. Arrested in Argentina for possession and distribution of illegal narcotics. Oh, yeah, didn't know that. 1993, NBC announces Conan O'Brien to replace David Letterman on Late Night. We're almost done. 2005, under international pressure, Syria withdraws the last of its 14,000 troop military garrison in Lebanon, ending its 29-year military domination of that country. And finally, this has to be a little bit humorous. To me, it is. This is the last one on my list. 2018, comedian Bill Cosby is found guilty of sexual assault in Pennsylvania. Now, some of you may know that he was released from prison because it was found that he had made a deal with a district attorney that he would admit to all his wrongdoings. He admitted to drugging and raping dozens and dozens and dozens of women, only to be the deal was he would tell them all that if they promised that he wouldn't go to jail, that he wouldn't get convicted. So because of that, the judge sets him free. He's still guilty, in my eyes, of having done all that rape and whatnot. So kind of humorous, kind of not. Anyways, that does it for on this day. Good old Bill Cosby. You know, so many, as a kid, you know, we all had idols. And Bill Cosby was certainly an idol to many kids. I was one of them. And as you grow up, you get to find out all the things that these people do, you know, off screen or whatever. And it's quite depressing finding out that your idols are not all that great. Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed some of these things that I've mentioned today. It's always a pleasure to make this list and to say it every Wednesday night. And I've been doing this on this day for 113 weeks. So today is on this day 113. Again, do we have any comments or questions or anything of the sort? Please come now. Any check-ins? Anyone?
Victor Alpha 3 Charlie Romeo Foxtrot.
Oh, there we go. We made Vern listen to all this on this day stuff there before he got to check in. Victor Alpha 3 Charlie Romeo Foxtrot. Come on in, Vern.
How you doing, Chuck? Yeah, it was interesting to listen to that list. Brought back some memories. I certainly remember Carol's Net, her shows, and a lot of fun, a lot of laughs. So yeah, that was a nice little overview.
All right, very good, Vern. Are you on a handy talkie outside or where are you?
Yep, I am on a handy talkie outside. Hoping you can copy me okay. How am I coming in?
Yeah, first time you were S6, now you're S5. There's a slight bit of noise coming in with you, but I can make you out. No problem. You're check-in number 18. We had a good night tonight, Vern. Mind you, we got like maybe 3 check-ins from YouTube. We do stream it on YouTube live. So, yeah, it was a good night there, Vern. How are things going? All right?
Yeah, not too bad. Just out for a short walk. I'm just back from community boosters that I volunteer at on Wednesdays. I get out pretty good sections and I'll head back home. Not a bad evening, actually. It's a little cool, but it's clear. Rain has a few stars, so that's a good thing.
Oh yeah, well, I was out just before our pads net there, and it was nice. When I went to the store, it was when I came back, the wind was blowing directly on me, and I was just wearing a zip up kangaroo jacket, and the wind just went right through. Man, I was cold. So if it's a little breezy, it's time to put the winter jacket back on.
Yeah, absolutely. I haven't put mine away yet. It's still cool. For example, there's a frost warning for tonight, so keep that in mind.
That's right. I think tonight and tomorrow night. So yeah, we got another week to 10 days before it gets comfortable, a little bit more comfortable, I should say. I mean, we could be at 0 or minus, but we're a little late in the season. We should be at about 14 degrees for daytime high, and we should be getting more sun than we are. But we're not. And that's the way it is on this day. That's Walter Cronkite's line there. Anyways, Vern, anything else before we continue on?
Yeah, nothing else at this time, Chuck. I was going to say, though, it is nice to see all of this stuff kind of in bloom as I've been walking around and notice the leaves on trees, the grass is green, the flowers are coming up. I was just walking by a field and I'm pretty sure I could hear some spring keepers, so that's a good sign.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, we did have that 1 week of summer like weather, and a lot of the plants started budding. Some of them are farmers' crops, and they're pretty scared about that because now that we have frost at night, we have to make sure it doesn't get too cold at night, or they're going to lose some of their crops there. So that's the unfortunate thing of being a farmer.
Yeah, roger that. I remember when we used to be in Brantford, there were some farms close by, and to some extent they would try and cover stuff with the new frost, just to kind of keep it, just above zero.
Yeah. So it won't be long though. We'll be above 0. I think we may get 1 or 2 nights, but I think we're pretty close to being done with the 0 temperatures at night. All right, Vern. We'll let you go for now, and we'll talk to you again soon, my friend. We have another check in here. We've got Rick checking in to say hello. So anything else, Vern?
No, that's it. I heard Rick in there. Thanks for picking me up, Chuck. Have a good evening. Thanks for doing the net. Back to you, VA3 CRS.
Keys it up, Chuck.
Yes, he did. Okay, so let's bring in Rick, VE3 Bravo Kilowatt.
Yeah, I couldn't hear Vern. Good evening to everybody on the net. I just got here. I was in a Zoom meeting with the Malra Club, Elmira, and they had a Zoom in-person meeting all combined called the hybrid meeting. Something different anyway. So I have no idea what you guys were talking about or anything there, Chuck. Thought I'd check in before you got off here, and I know I'm pretty late there. Over.
Yeah. Well, we just finished our list of people's birthdays and events on this day in history, and I do have to go back. We've got Bill out in Dundas. He mentioned something about what I said. Where is it? 1859. The gentleman who got off murder for temporary insanity, that was on this day in the year 1859. And Bill mentioned that it was also the year of the Carrington event. Massive solar flare. You've heard about that, right, Rick?
Not that old. No, I didn't hear about that, but it wouldn't surprise me at all. So big solar flare. Probably.
The
I
Carrington
know there's
event.
been solar flares in the past that have actually caused bad weather and all kinds of bad things happening on Earth.
Absolutely. So if it's in the history books, they called it the Carrington event. It was peaking from 1 to the 1st to the 2nd of September in 1859 during solar cycle 10. Apparently, it did a lot of aurora and a lot of interference with telegraph stations. Remember, that's in the year 1859. Rick was just a kid then.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, I don't even think my grandfather was born then. Born yet. Okay. Anyway, well that's good to know though, and I know that they caused all kinds of storms too when they had a big solar flare like that. So it was that was before amateur radio. I think amateur radio never started until the very early 1900s, and it was just a bunch of guys that were experimenting. That's why we're still that way.
Yes, yes, and the sun has been at it again. A few days ago, we had another big solar flare. We even had the space weather lady, Tamitha Scove, go on YouTube live, and she had like over an hour of discussing this major storm.
Oh yeah, I definitely like watching her.
Yeah, and she's a pretty young lady for a scientist.
Yeah, not bad looking either. Anyway, yeah. Well, I like her. She thinks about ham radio guys, and she mentions us quite often.
Absolutely. That's why I usually, when she makes a video, I usually try and post it on the AREG on Facebook, the AREG page on Facebook there. You're not a member, eh, Rick?
No, I don't do social media. I do email and ham radio. That's about it.
Yep, gotcha. Oh, and yeah, you sent me something a few days ago there. Where are you? Oh, geez, I got a lot of email, Rick. I can't find it right now. But anyways, thanks for that email.
Oh yeah, I send out stuff all the time. Oh well, being the contest manager of the Ammo Club for so many years, I get emails from all kinds of people, and sometimes it's about contests or a sprint. The last one I think I sent out was about a sprint, and some of those are just a couple hours long. They're great. Get in there, turn your radio on, and if you can hear them, you work them. If you can't, oh well. Just have some fun.
Yeah, that reminds me. There's a contest on tonight for 70 centimeters, Rick, until 11 p.m. tonight. What's it called? It's called where is it? The 432 megahertz spring sprint.
Is that on sideband? 432?
It says under mode, it says not specified. So any mode, I would imagine, sideband, FM, whatever, CW.
Okay, what's the frequency? I'm going to turn that on then. 432 what?
Well, I spoke to Steve out in Waterford, and it says here 432 only. So I guess 432.
Oh, okay, we'll go and listen then. I don't have sideband, so. But, yeah, Mac could get in on that. Is Max on here?
Roger, Roger. All modes, all frequencies, all simplex frequencies are open. All modes, including digital, sideband, FM, AM, the whole thing. CW, whatever you want to do.
Okay, so what is the call frequency on that band?
Well, the FM calling frequency on 70 centimeters is 446.000, but I'm sure there's peppered all over the place.
Yep. Okay. Yeah. Well, I knew that. That was a loaded question like Gloria would ask you. But anyway, that's good you mentioned it to everybody. So I imagine they'll be doing that too, Max. So anyway, good to hear you in there. Hey, was my buddy there, Art, on?
Roger that. He was in, said hello to everybody, and after a hard day of housework, he went to bed early.
Yeah, I don't blame him. Anyway, it's good he's seeing better, right? Did he tell you that?
I do remember mentioning that last week, but I don't think I heard that tonight. But he wasn't complaining about it.
Yeah, roger that. Well, I talk to him on the phone all the time, so he got his newsletter. He phones me and tells me, and we ended up on the phone for a long time because he was telling me all about his family history. Holy jeez, he had 6 sisters. Can you imagine having 6 sisters?
Yeah, I had 3 sisters. I can't imagine that you were lost for words. In a conversation with you, Rick, you take up at least 50% of it.
Oh, not when I talk to him. We take turns.
Okay, I'm going to take that with a grain of salt. All right, we're getting we're at 10 o'clock, and Chuck's got to wrap it up and take the garbage out. Back to you, Chuck.
Yep, back to you, Chuck. V3BK.
All right, very good, gentlemen. So instead of going down through the list, maybe if we have anyone who would like to comment or say anything before we wrap things up, please come now. Or if you would like to check in at the last minute, please do. This is VA3CJZ.
VE3EIR.
Okay, I copy VE3EIR, and that would be Dawn. Good evening, Dawn. Dawn, how are you?
Yeah, all's good up here in Mount Hope, and it's now 2 minutes and 28 seconds after the hour, so I'm not going to talk. I'll just count me in. VE3EIR.
Okay, Don, I do believe you will be the last check-in of the evening, but you never know. But you're number 20 tonight, so we had a good night. We had a few people on the YouTube live stream. Thank you very much, everyone who checked in and who listened. And Bill, VE3EUIK, is mentioning on the YouTube stream there that Canadian Reginald Fessenden did the first wireless voice transmission. Oh, I thought it was Marconi or someone else. Anyways, he says that opened up the floodgates, and he was a Canadian and the first ham. I think it was 1906 or 1907. Well, thank you very much, Bill. I did not know that. So we'll add that to the, well, it's not on this day, but regardless, in history. Very good. Thanks, Bill. Much appreciated. Okay, does anyone else want to come in for a late check-in? Please come now.
Comment.
Yes, sir. Go ahead, comment.
Yeah, okay, it's Rick V3BK. Bill's absolutely right. Fessenden was the first guy that actually did it, and he was Canadian. So that's absolutely right. And I say hello to my friend there, Don, V3EIR. And Don, I was talking to John tonight. I picked up his Skype for him remotely, and he says you are thoroughly enjoying the weight line there. So anyway, can you make a comment on that, Don? Over.
I'm not sure what you're talking about, Rick.
Oh, well, when you go out and you sit in the car there out in the white line. Isn't there a white line out there?
Yeah, okay, just very quickly, being a member of the Heritage Museum, there is a white line out there. That's the airport property versus the museum property. So you have the museum tarmac, and if anyone goes over the white line, they're into the airport property. And so us volunteers will park out there and keep cars when they have events. And like the home show and that kind of stuff. Someone's always there to keep the cars. It's only happened to me once where some woman comes ripping by me thinking there was an exit, and so I had to go chasing with her. They give you a flashing yellow light and a walkie-talkie, and so that's what Rick is talking about, guarding the white line.
All right, very good, Don. Thanks for explaining that. Okay, then. So let's do one last call out. Any last minute check ins for this week's Amateur Radio Exchange Group, AREG, going on 30 years now. Anyone, anywhere, please come now. Okay, like I mentioned earlier, unfortunately tonight we had such a good time that we didn't get to do the 7-3 round. But I do urge you, if you have any comments or anything that you'd like to pass on, please come now.
Okay, I would like to thank you for doing this, Ned, and carrying on for John. And I remember when John was not too far away from my address here, I could hear him just about everywhere, and I would go listen in and say hello. So thanks, Chuck, for doing this AREG Net.
Okay, Rick, my pleasure. It's my pleasure taking over for John Sims, the founder of AREG, Victor Echo 3, JSU, so Juliet Sierra Uniform, VE3JSU. John Sims, the founder of AREG, and it's an honor and a pleasure to be taking over for him.
30-year anniversary is coming around pretty soon.
Yes, sir. In September, it'll be the 30-year mark. All right. Well, if there isn't, are there any other comments? Please come now.
Yeah, another comment about Don V3EIR. He was the first person, our first ham radio operator, to sign the book at the Warplane Heritage Museum.
Oh, yeah. When was that? World War II at the end?
Don, you better answer that one.
Summer of 2001.
Wow. 22 years ago. Very good. Congratulations.
Well, the museum is very close to me here in Mount Hope, so I volunteer on Thursday. So.
All right. Okay, Don, you're sounding good tonight down here, all the way down here to at the mall here at the center on Barton. I forget now what they called it. Oh, geez. Yeah, it's been a long couple of hours here on the net. We've been talking about many things. And so I want to thank you all. It's been a pleasure doing the net. I really look forward to it, waking up Wednesday morning. And so tonight, like I mentioned, we've got 20 check-ins, along with those of you who followed us on the YouTube live stream. Thank you. And we hope to hear you and see you again next week. So until then, take care and be safe. This is Victor Alpha 3, Charlie, Juliet, Zulu, saying 7-3 and returning the frequency back to regular operation. We will take a break and then come back either here or on the ZOE repeater and maybe chit chat a little bit. But for now, we're just going to take a short break. And thanks again, everyone. Talk to you later. Bye for now.
Hey, before you go, Chuck, did you hear anything about anybody that's got a dog?
No, that hasn't been on my priority list, Rick. Our daughter just moved out, and we're cleaning up after that. She's got a birthday on Friday. We're pretty busy, so we'll look into it when we got more time.
Oh, well, we got the billers, just so you know. Okay, and if something comes up, I'll let you know. Okay, that was it, and I think I'm going to go see what the little woman's doing. So 73 for now, V3, or VA3 CJZ, V3 BK.
Okay, take care, Rick, and thanks for coming in and thinking about us and checking in. Good night, Richard. Take care, my friend. You better find yourself a radio that works for next week. But it's a pleasure having you on YouTube, as well as Bill and Sean and Wade. I don't know when Wade is coming back from San Francisco, but he checked in with us as well. So, and the other Wayne, the other gentleman, I believe those were all the people who checked in. And Sean, the 3FNI. So yeah, very good night tonight. Very pleased. So with that, we'll say so long and 7-3 VA3 CJZ QRT.